And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the quarterfinals. The quarterfinals here of the WardiTV Monday number 43. Welcome back to our TVZ, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Italian Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg representing Basilisk. It is Reynor. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat, as these two have been going back and forth. Again, if you've been unaware or unfamiliar with ByuN's current reign of terror, he has been on a bit of a... Did I say win streak? He's been on a tear as of late. He's been taking a lot of series, taking a lot of games, even taking down Reynor in last week's tournaments. We'll see if Reynor can get his revenge. We'll see if he can take down ByuN, as ByuN does open up 2-Rax Reaper. Okay, a very aggressive opener. Now, 2-Rax Reaper, the goal here, assuming we don't go for a 3rd Rax, the goal here is to deny the 3rd. Is to contain the Zerg play on 2 bases for as long as possible and disrupt the economy of Reynor. We'll see if Reynor is able... I mean, he should be able to confirm this with the Overlord scouts, should be able to get eyes on what's going on. Now, ByuN has the option to throw down a 3rd Rax in the main and to commit, double down into Mass Reaper for even more damage, for even a greater commitment. Otherwise, you can just expand behind this. And it's going to be up to Reynor to confirm which variation this is, if it's 3 Rax or 2 Rax. As the Overlord is on the way. Buenos días, baby. Buenos días. Good morning. Good morning. The Quacker final. Ahí está. Ay, ay, ay. Calm down, baby. Calm down. As Overlord does confirm the 2-Rax Reaper. Ooh, Reynor, he does still go for the 3rd base nonetheless. Bold move here by Reynor, and now it should be on ByuN to confirm what's going on and to commit a little bit harder. Now, typically with this build, you would only go up to 3 Reapers, but if you do get eyes on a 3rd base, you can go up to 5 Reapers instead. ByuN does poke in. Behind this, I believe he's already stopped Reaper production, though. Yeah, this is a cheeky move here by Reynor, and he may just get away with it. As Reaper pokes in. Takes down 1 drone so far. Not bad. Gets a drone. But again, he does not get eyes on the 3rd. Link speed is on the way. Reaper pulls out. Pulls back. Oh. Dancing with the army. Oh. Shaving off a lot of Zerglings, actually. That Queen is getting low. Queen is getting very low here. ByuN. Oh my god. Has to calm down. Has to pull away. Yeah, he does pull away.
Add-on complete.
And again, he's traded well for himself, but Reynor, he gets away with a 3rd. He gets away with a 3rd expansion.
SCV ready.
And link speed is almost done. So Reynor, he's about to break out. So ByuN, he gets the hell out of here. He pulls away. He never checked for the 3rd base. He doesn't know. He's not aware. Likewise, didn't check for the creep either. ByuN pulls back. Pulls back, he pulls out. Behind this, going for his own 2-1-1 follow-up. And Reynor, even though he's sustained some losses here because of his 3rd base, he can recoup those losses. He can re-drone, resaturate. He can build back up. Lings have arrived. They can get us around on the Marine. They can't get much more done, though. As Reynor he backs off. From here, just has to drone up. Just drone, just saturate. Oh, okay, it's going to be a 2-1-1 setup here, but Cloak Banshee, not Medivacs. So he's going to be delaying any kind of drop play. Going for Banshees instead. 3rd CC is already done. Again, ByuN is building up. And towards the mid game as well, and we're just calming down. We're just calming down. Both players are saturating, both players are droning. I'm curious to see if ByuN still goes for his sim timing without Medivacs. It's going to be quite risky here. There's the add-on assault. Medevac production has begun. Banshee moves out. A singular Banshee. No cloak.
Additional
Snipe some tumors.
required.
Couple of tumors go down. Does rotate. Can he force a cancel? With one Banshee, he shouldn't be able to. Yeah, the queens are on the way. Queens are on the way. ByuN, he does push. Oh! This Banshee does pull away in time. ByuN moving in. He's moving in. Just headed between the bases. So far, just 9 creep. Nothing major. Has some creep, doesn't commit. Reynor getting to his own 1-1 upgrades. We're getting there. ByuN, he does want some queens. Gets one. Oh my god. No, not worth it. Gets a queen, but we'll lose a full medevac. Aye. Not worth it for ByuN. He gets punished. And Reynor holds. Reynor, he holds. He shuts this down. He can start to respread creep. Looking comfortable. He can drone. From here, he's droning up. We have the infestation bit on the way. Now, because we're going for the pit before Hydrogen, this does feel like we're going Ling Bane into Ultra. So we might be, the goal might be just skip Hydras, skip Mutas, and rush into Ultra Tech instead. Has been a trendy style in recent times. So that's what it seems to be the case. Seems to be the case so far. Oh. Likewise, ByuN does continue his aggression, dropping on the right, pushing towards the left. There isn't much creep here, but at the same time, ByuN's army, it's lacking. He's got 2 tanks, he's got a handful of Marines. He's quite committed here. This is an expensive force, and he can't afford to lose the tanks, not like this. Yeah, Marines, they collapse in, they get on top of the first tank, they get on top of the second tank as well. And ByuN is being cleaned up completely, as he will lose everything. Yeah, both tanks and the fire. Again, Reynor trading minerals for gas. ByuN just being overly aggressive. Behind this, we have 3 more racks on the way. I believe that's a 8-rack setup. Yeah. So he's going for an 8-racks. He is taking 1 gas, which tells us that ByuN may be expanding. So he does have 1 extra gas guys on the way. ByuN is rallying in. So far, 3 base all in. Infestors have arrived, does land a fungal, very nice fungal. Oh god. And ByuN, he will lose everything. He'll lose everything once again. Reynor, he'll be forced to cancel. We'll lose 1 expansion. But he's fine. Yeah, he can afford it. And again, Reynor, he went for safety infestors before the Ultra Tech. We assumed it was just going to be Ling Bane Ultra. It's going to be Ling Bane Ultra Infestor. The infestors are out. Reynor, he's holding. ByuN throwing away a lot of supply, now going for a triple drop into the main. And ByuN's 4th base is late. A later 4th base here for ByuN. As I believe the intention was to go for a 3 base all in. Drops into the main though, does unload. Reynor completely out of position. Uh-oh. Army gets in, going for the Hive. Bolt move. Hive is under fire, tank is going to go down. Lings are trickling in, and it looks like the base may barely fall. Snipes the Hive. Oh god. Fungal does connect. Upgrades they start just in time. And again, Reynor, he may have lost the Hive, but he already has the Ultra Cavern, and he has Kindness Plating on the way. And Adrenal, like the upgrades are already in production. Now this will delay 3-3, true. Like 3-3 is going to be delayed. But he has access to Ultras. On top of that, no Viper tech either, true. No Vipers, no 3-3. That's always going to be missing. Reynor, he's maxing out. What's also important is that to be able to afford all... Oh god, that's brutal. Oh god. Takes down a full medevac. I was gonna say that what's important here, the reason why he's been able to afford all of this, no Bailings. It's been purely Ling defense, like Ling Infestor, Ling Ultra. All the gas has been spent on upgrades, on tech. But Reynor, he has pulled it off. As Ultras have arrived, Scan does reveal them. Oh god, brutal fungals here, but alas, the medevac should survive. Like, the fungals are getting some damage. It's going to take a lot of fungals to bring down a medevac. Oh, gets one. Gets one medevac, but again, that was a lot of fungals. That was what, like 4 or 5 fungals? Jesus. I just realized, in my mind, he at least had a Bailey nest. No Bailey nest. Just enough. So he actually just can't make Bailings, period. So just pure Ling Ultra Infestor. At the same time, going for a mass Dune drop. ByuN, he does establish his own 4th base. That's a big moment for ByuN. So ByuN, he can max out. There we go, Bailey Nest now on the way. Drop in towards the main. Is it keeping up? No, okay. We do have overload speed. Overlords are trying to bypass the drop. This Reynor does spread in the front lines. Decent fungal. Mind shot going up. Takes down a line of Marauders. And again, Reynor just keeping ByuN busy and getting ready for the drop, which I feel like should be moving out soon. Or should just be moving out. There we go. Drop is making its way towards the main. Wouldn't mind to set up. Nice fungal. Fungal will clean up the first wave. Queens do overextend. Yeah, Reynor collapsing in. Drop has arrived. And ByuN, he does notice. He's racing back home. The SimCity here is brutal, though. Yeah, the Ultras, they can't fully engage. Drop does unload. Catching out the production. Forcing back the army. And ByuN is being torn apart. Another Focal connects. Oh, God. Ultras are cleaned up. The Marauders, they hold their own. And ByuN holds. ByuN, he does hold on. Does cost him a lot of SCVs. That's going to be 14 SCVs going down. A couple of Zerglings do burrow. But he holds. He defends. Does defend. He's going for the mass scans. Picking up whatever he can. Reynor remaxing. Still with Ultras. At this point, I would want to see a... never mind. We already have a Spire. I was going to say I want to see a Spire. I want to see some upgrades. 3/3s on the way. There we go. +1 air attack as well. Reynor does have to start working towards Corruptors. Slings on bar. Monetary goes down. The grid is fanning out. So again, there's limited anti-air for Reynor. The Queens are helping, though. Queens doing what they can. ByuN is turtling. And again, this is why we had to, I would say maybe even earlier, work towards Corruptors and work towards Broodlords. Like, breaking this position with Ultras is not going to be easy. Not impossible, but just not easy. Making run by trickling in. Takes down a tank, gets into the mineral line. Nice hold position micro, gets a couple of SCVs. I say a couple, 11. Oh my god. Yeah, 13 SCVs going to be going down. Nice run by here from Reynor. There we go, corruptor production has begun. He needs those corruptors. Getting into banelings. And essentially, Reynor, he shouldn't be pushing here. The goal would be to try to push towards the fringe bases, towards the left and right hand side, where there are less defenses, and trying to force ByuN to respond, to react and to rotate. And force ByuN to unsiege and reposition and spread himself thin. Because right now these bases are exposed. Right now these bases are vulnerable. I say that, Reynor, he's just going for it. He's just going right down mid into the minefield. The ByuN army's out of position. Takes care of most of the Widow Mines and cleans up all the Liberators. Not bad. Takes down all 5 Liberators. Has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away. Gets a handful of SCVs. And again, thanks to his link run-bys, I mean, the army was out of position. The ByuN army specifically. So nice cleanup. What's important as well is the Corruptor survived. So he preserves the Corruptors. Likewise, we can start working towards greater upgrades. No Greater Spire yet, which I think is okay. But we are neglecting some of those upgrades. Drop Lord's coming back. This position is now far weaker. There was a minefield and a Liberator field here as well, but now there's only 1 Liberator and 2 Widow Mines. At the same time, though, we're making 6 Liberators at a time. So let's try to collapse in. Takes down the Widow Mine. Yeah, diving on the Marines. There's not much support here. The Marines going to be forced back. Liberation has arrived, though. And with that, ByuN holds. ByuN, he does hold. At the same time, the base goes down. Nice mailing. Jesus. Nice mailing connections. Catching up the army. There's 1 Infestor left. This is triggering a counterattack. Widow Mines are going down. Oh, brutal fungal. There was only 1 fungal, and it does connect. He makes it count. Yeah, breaks through the ByuN army, and with that, Reynor, he's done it. With that, Reynor, he breaks through, breaks the main army, gets over the mineral line. GG gets called, and Reynor, he will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. It does take a lead in the series again. A solid game 1 here from Reynor. We saw that ByuN, he had an okay start with his 2-axe Reaper, but as you mentioned, he didn't get eyes on the 3rd base. He wasn't able to slow down Reynor. If you recall, ByuN losing his first wave of tanks was brutal, and on top of that, he lost his first drop as well. If you recall, ByuN, he was going to commit into a 3-base all-in. He was 8-raxing, but then it fell on its face. He lost too much too quickly, and then he had to go into a delayed 4th. And from that moment, as we got into the mid-game, Reynor was ahead. Reynor took a lead. And even though ByuN did snipe the main, even though he sniped the hive, it didn't really matter. As we were pointing out, because of the timing, because of the tech that was already thrown down, we already had the Ultra Cavern, we already had the Cavern, we already had Adrenal on the way, we already had Ultra production as well. The only thing it delayed was Viper Tech and 3-3. Like, it wasn't really the biggest pick off there in the main. So Reynor, he wasn't really slowed down too much. It was just all over ByuN. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're now getting into into game 2, and we'll see if ByuN can recover and bounce back. So getting into Ultra Love. Let's go. Let us go. But if you remember early on, again, ByuN, he pushed out with his first 2 tanks with a handful of Marines. Before that, he lost a full medevac as well, so like he was bleeding out a lot of supply early on, which is why Reynor got so comfortable early on as well, getting up to 5 and 6 bases. So it's a very comfortable game there from Reynor, and now we're getting into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Down in the series, we'll see him bounce back, as once again, he's opening up 2x Reaper, and spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Italian Zerg player. We have the Blue Zerg, representing Basilisk. Leading the series 1-0. It is Reynor. We go. So Reynor is setting up. And again, ByuN throwing down the Raxes here on the low ground. We saw that last game, ByuN, he was able to get one drone, he was able to pick off a couple of lings, but he wasn't able to successfully delay the third. He did not delay the third base, which is the whole point of this build, to be honest. The whole point of the opener is delay the third and contain your opponent, but ByuN, he failed to do so. So we'll see if he can have a little bit more success here in game 2. As the Raxes are on the way. That's from here, we're settling in. Just waiting for the Reapers to move out. And again, Reynor, he will confirm. His Overlord is on the way. Yeah, he already scouted. He already confirmed both Raxes. He knows. Now, last game, oh, he's doing it again. Last game, he did rush into a third. He's doing the same thing this game as well. This time, I feel like it should be punished. This time, I feel like ByuN should be checking. So does poke in.
SCV ready.
Does poke in. We'll get one drone. Nice pickup. Gets one worker so far. As from here, he's going to be zoned away. Does he check an expansion? And he will. Okay, this time he checks. This time he confirms that there's a base in production. But ByuN, he's already stopped. Yeah, he's already stopped reproduction. He's already has a factory on the way. But at least now ByuN is aware. But again, he does stop at 3. Oh god. Breaks through into the main. Picks up one Zergling. And I'm curious to see where ByuN takes us from here. We have our add-ons in production, factories on the way. Do we turn this into... Oh, third CC, never mind. I was going to say if we go into like an aggressive build into an add-on swap into like a Hellbat push or something along those lines, but the answer is no. Third CC is on the way. ByuN is building up in towards a macro game. And honestly, I'm liking Reynor's position. Once again, Reynor, he gets away with the third base. Only loses one drone. Maintains his bases, drones up, link speed kicks in. Oh, ByuN is being quite greedy here. Okay, so ByuN, he does go for a setup for a 2-on-1. He delays the starport in favor of what? In favor of double eBay. So this is actually a much more defensive setup here. He's not pushing, he's not dropping, as you otherwise would with this build. Okay, you have my attention. So again, delayed stim. Again, typically in a standard build here, or in a standard 2-on-1, you would have stim on the way, but there's no stim. Why is there no stim? 1-1. He's working on 1-1 upgrades. Again, he's being aggressive. That's why we see the add-on swap with the reactor as well. Makes sense. Typically, we'd have reactored Marines, but we're going for the add-on swap into reactored Hellion to have some kind of presence on the map, because Marines are not going to be active for a long time. So I would say unique build here from ByuN. Very unique. This is going to be a later timing with 1-1 upgrades. And this actually leads into an ARAX really nicely, because it hits with 2-2. I believe the ARAX would be lined up with 2-2. So, okay, ByuN. Let him cook, Pappy. Let him cook. But now he gets surrounded. Nice setup here with Reynor. Catches out both Hellions. Very nicely done. Shuts down the army. And again, this army wasn't really designed to get damaged, but it was designed to deny creep and to keep the creep at bay. And ByuN, he will fail to do so. He's stuck at home. And this means that Reynor can now freely drone. He can freely drone to his heart's content and get another expansion. Reynor can now be greedy. So there's a big moment here for Reynor. And ByuN is having a shaky follow-up. We spoke about 2-2. There it is. Armory is on the way. That is going to be for 2-2. Again, that 2-2 timing should hit like a truck, but it's not going to be as intimidating this time. Just because Reynor, he's droning. He's droning. There we go. Fourth base is on the way. Freely spreading his creep, knocking down at rocks, opening up the map. Now, something that I am a little bit concerned by, if ByuN is going for an 8 racks, which, I mean, all things lead into that direction, as more raxes are going to be on the way. Yeah, we're add-on swapping and throwing down more raxes. My big concern here is, last game we saw that Reynor, he skipped banelings. It was very greedy for him to skip banelings to go into ultras. Once again, Reynor, he does not have a nest. No baneling nest. Hellbats are moving in. Again, this is a 1-1 timing. Lings, they come in for this round. Very nice round. And ByuN, he has to get the hell out of here. The Metavex are insanely low. Does kite back. He trades well for himself. And he gets away. ByuN, he does get away. But the trade was decent. ByuN took down 57 Lings for a couple of Hellbats and a couple of Marines. So efficient trade here. But again, if Reynor once again skips banelings and goes for the Infestor, like, it's just so greedy here. And I feel like he should be punished for it. Like, I don't know if Reynor's going to get away with it this time. Yeah, he's doing the same thing. So same build. So once again, no banelings, rushing Infestor. Then into Hive. Then into Ultras. So far, I believe we have a 5 racks. Yeah, 5 rack setup so far. We're waiting for 3 more. Again, 2-2 is halfway done. Like, this is the timing that we're really waiting for. The 2-2 timing. Till then, ByuN, he's trading well. Trading very well, actually. Remember, no banelings. And every single Zergling goes down. Ay, ay, ay. ByuN barely losing anything. Man with gun is pretty good. And there's a reason why you need banelings. Ay, ay, ay. That was almost another 50. That was 40 Zerglings going down for 7 Marines. Gee, that's crazy. That's actually crazy. And now he stims in. Yeah, he stims in. He wants the queens. He's going to get them as well. Yeah, he's going to break through. I say that. Transfuses the clutch. There we go. Does him in. Does go for the dive. He gets 1 queen. He gets 1. And it's going to be close, but he does get the other. Yeah, breaks through all the Lings. Takes down 2, 3, 4 queens. Reynor, he cannot hold on. He cannot survive. No, without some splash damage. Infestors are on the way. But ByuN, he breaks through. He breaks through that defensive line. Cleans up all the creep. And Reynor, he has to rely on those fungals. There's a scan he sees. Yeah, ByuN knows. ByuN, he's now aware of the fungal. Scans the 4th base. Going for the double drop. Reynor, he does keep over the drop play. Nice movement by Reynor. Very nice. He's keeping up. Hive is now done. Adrenals on the way. Should be working towards Ultras. This is a very clutch hold here from Reynor. As fungals are connecting. That was 3 fungals. But he does catch a couple of Medivacs. At the same time, drop across the map. Does not quite unload. And Reynor, so far, he's getting away with it. Like, it's not a clean defense by Reynor, but so far, so good. He's surviving. He's holding. And he just has to buy a little bit more time for the Ultras. He's almost there. Reynor, he's almost there. He's almost at the Ultras. ByuN's pushing in. Likewise, ByuN is also very close to breaking Reynor. Remember, 3 fungals are just used, so there are that many less fungals here for Reynor. Yeah, no fungals currently with these Infestors. Now 1 is coming in. And he rotates. Does rotate around. Again, ByuN is 3 base all in. No gases. No gases, no factory, no 4th CC. He's 8-raxing. Which is what this build led into. And I spoke about the 2-2 timing. 3-3 is also about to kick in. So just a hyper-aggressive style here from ByuN. 4th CC has just begun. Tells us that ByuN doesn't believe he can break his opponent. Fungal does graze the army. Here come more fungals. Decent splits here by ByuN. Splits are decent. Fungals do connect, but he just tanks the fungal. Oh my god. He just tanks it anyway. He doesn't care. There's 1 fungal left. Alright, let's drop into the main. Oh my god, going for the Ultra Cavern. Does get it. Massive pickup. The Ultra Cavern goes down. Denies kindness plating. Massive pickup. And this is much more impactful than shutting down the Hive. And much more than sniping the Hive. I mean, ideally you get both. But a couple of Ultras are popping out. I want to say 4 in total. Yeah, 4 in total. So it's going to be 4 ultras, but they're going to be with 2-2. They're going to be lacking their kind of fighting upgrade. So upgrades are going to be lacking. Ultra Cannon's on the threat once again. ByuN's pushing in, and ByuN, he's breaking Reynor. Reynor, he needs those fungal growths. But he doesn't have one. Mind Shot goes up. There's no creep to work with. The ultras, they're vulnerable. Yeah, they just melt. Down to 3 ultras. 3 ultras left. 5 is done. And the ultra cabin has been rebuilt. It's still very low. Very low. Oh. But ultras are coming back online. They're still lacking upgrades. Mind Shot's going up. Oh, catching out an Infestor. Fungal does connect. Very nice Fungal. And is it enough? It's close. There's 1 ultra remaining. Nah, there's 0 ultras left. Again, the ultras without their upgrades, they're so vulnerable. Like, they go down so fast. They're made out of paper, man. Yeah. They need those upgrades. Ultras just now popping out. Again, they get 3 shots. 4 shot. Transfuse barely keeps it alive. Clutch Transfuse there by Reynor. I spoke too soon. Oh, God. Ultras are going down at the same time. Drop towards top left. Takes down the expansion. ByuN, he defends back at home. But he's running out of bio. Running out of steam. Waiting for reinforcements. But for the most part, he's done it. Like ByuN, he has so much momentum in this game. Knocking down the 5th base. Knocking down the 6th base. Hatcheries are just falling. And again, these are expensive losses as once again another ultra gets targeted. Kindness Splitting finally finishes. It's done. Let's go. Oh, Mind Shots aren't connecting. The ultra still goes down. Again, lacking +3. And there are just so many Marauders. And again, we're looking for the ace match here. Again, it was really unique builds out of ByuN, winding it back. If you remember, he went for the add-on swap. He went for Reactor to Hellion from the 2-1-1 into delayed starport, into faster E-Bays, into a stronger 1-1, 2-2, and 3-3 timing. And GG gets called. ByuN, he will overwhelm. ByuN ties up the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. We are going to game 3. And again, just a really aggressive build here from ByuN. Really, I say aggressive build, really greedy initially, just because he was relinquishing a lot of map control. It allowed Reynor to be greedier and to take more bases and drone up a little bit harder. But we saw that Reynor was also being punished for his lack of banelings. There's like 2 things came into play here. One was the really strong upgrade timings out of ByuN, right? With 1-1, 2-2, and 3-3, just really strong timings with really early E-Bays, and of course with an ARAX behind it. But on top of that, remember Reynor, he was intentionally cutting corners, he was being greedy and being risky by skipping banelings. Like he made that choice, which is why he was having a really hard time trading with purely Zerglings. So just a really greedy build here by Reynor. He gets punished. Reynor, he does get punished, and we'll see how things conclude here as we get into the ace match. As we get into game number 3. Here we go. As we are setting up. Oh, here we go. Just catching up with the chat. I really enjoy how Infestor heavy the ZvT meta is at the moment. It's a lot more, I would say it's a lot more common with Roach-based openers. If you watch Shin, for example, Shin and Serral as well, they usually open Roach to be safe and then to go for a later timing with Infestors and with Ultras. What we're saying here from Reynor is really greedy. And if you I mean, if we want to see how it works well, look at game 1, right? Same build out of Reynor 2 games in a row, but ByuN has been adapting and adjusting to Reynor to punish the greed from Reynor. So game 2, Reynor was punished, and I'm assuming that we won't see the same build in game 3, but we'll see. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing StarCraft Rebellion. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Italian Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg representing Basilisk, being forced into the ace match. We'll see if we can bring it back. It is Reynor. We go. Damage from fucking growth is too poor for medevacs. Usually it's okay. Like again, just winding it back, just to reiterate, just because, you know, it can be easy to just look at one game and formulate opinions from that. A lot of it came down to Reynor's power spike, but the power spike in that build are the ultras, right? It's where we're working towards and we're surviving until ultra tech. But again, because ByuN already saw that build in game 1, that's why ByuN was more aggressive than in game 1. He was a little more aggressive, a little more in Reynor's face, and he was able to out-trade him early on, able to hit stronger and earlier timings. Very aggressive play there by ByuN to punish Reynor, and it also culminated in ByuN sniping the Ultra Cavern. Because the Ultra Cavern got sniped, it took so long not just for the Ultras to come online, but for Kindness Plating to come online as well. So that power spike that that Reynor was going for was heavily delayed. Which was the whole point of the build, right? Was to survive until Ultras. Right? That was the point of Reynor's build. And he was shut down before we could get there. But now we're getting into the ace match, and that's why I want to believe that Reynor most likely is going to change his build here and do something different, as ByuN has adapted throughout the course of this series. For now, we're settling in, going for a CC first build. So CC first into a delayed Rax, Marine here, very greedy build here by ByuN, really greedy opener, I should say, going CC first. And he will get away with it. Reynor goes for a standard hatch gas pool, so Reynor cannot punish the greed of ByuN. Now, the downside of this build here from ByuN is because he's being so greedy, zero scouting. No SCV scouts, no Reaper scout, no nothing, so very greedy opener out of our Terran player. If Reynor was going for an early pool, if he was going for early gases, if he was going for an early Roach Warren, then ByuN would have no idea. He would have no idea, so it's a really big gamble, but he's gambling well because it's a standard build by Reynor. Something like this would be punished if he was playing against like Dark, for example, or even Shin. But against Reynor, it's working well. And from here, third CC for Starport. So again, economic follow-up here out of ByuN. And the first bit of scouting that ByuN is going to have is going to be with this Hellion, as the Hellion will move out. What happened in game 2? I missed it. ByuN, he went for a really strong 8 racks. He went for a really strong 8 racks, really early upgrades. Just some heavy aggression out of ByuN. And he broke Reynor. He broke him. He broke him. I was on Ultra Love as well, which is a smaller map. I should also emphasize that as well. Welcome to Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the larger maps in the map pool, so something like an ARAX is weaker on Tokamak. Something like a 3-base all-in, which is what we saw in Ultra Love, which is a much smaller map. Once again, double eBay before Starport. Once again, we're going for the same style. Different builds, but we're kind of getting in the same direction here. Jesus, that is insane. So a couple of things here. One, I mean, ByuN is cutting so many corners, and he's playing so blind. He's moving out with 3 Hellions. He's poking in. Again, just like last game, ByuN, heavy delay on the starport, even more than last game actually. Last game it was a starport after the double eBay. This time it's a third Rax before starport as well. So really late starport. What this means is there's no drop play. Drop play is delayed. Once again, ByuN is heavily reliant on these Hellions to gain map control, to give him vision, and to deny creep. So there's a lot of weight on the shoulders of these Hellions while he's cutting corners back at home. And again, rushing into 1-1, delaying his starport. This does look like the beginning of an ARAX. I was saying that ARAXs are weaker on this map, and they are weaker, but this is the beginning of it, as we're already getting up to 5. Soon to be taking the third base and then throwing down 3 more. So this does look like the beginning of a 3-base all-in. And I'm a little bit concerned if Reynor once again skips Banelings. Like, against this kind of build, I feel like you can't afford to skip Banelings. Like, you get punished. We saw it last game. It's going to be a 5-minute lair. 5-minute lair to Reynor. Gases are being taken. 1 Evo chamber into +1 carapace. Going for a second Evo chamber, going into 1/1 upgrades. Which means once again we are delaying the Baneling nest. And because of the lair timing, he may just skip it entirely. There's still room. There's still room here to throw down the nest. There's the armory for 2/2 upgrades. It's skipping it. Yeah. Oh, actually, okay. +1 range. Reynor, he's not rushing into ultras this time. I would imagine we're rushing into lurkers. With range upgrades. Show us what you got. No shot. I mean, there's no hydrogen. No shot we're going into swarm host. Okay, there we go. Yeah, lurker tech. So this makes more sense. So Reynor, he's rushing into lurkers. He is skipping banelings. What I will say is that lurkers will come online faster than ultras. True, that's the benefit of lurker tech. It is faster. And we'll see if Reynor can survive until he can get into lurkers. It's going to be close. It's going to be clutch. Remember, Reynor, he's going to defend with purely Ling Queen. Just pure Ling Queen here. Does scan, does see the army. Oh, ByuN getting surrounded, getting caught out. A nice round here from Reynor. Does force a pickup. ByuN, he has to pull away. And Reynor, he's pulling it off. Again, he's buying time. Here we go. Infestors are morphing in. Hydras are morphing in. We have the Hive on the way as well. And that is a second factory. This tells us ByuN is going to take gases and ByuN is going to expand. But now they're stepping in. Oh, we're still not ready though. Yeah, still no Banelings. I mean, still no Hydras, still no Infestors. Lings, they just melt and he sims in. He's going for the kill. Yeah, there's no Ling support. And before Reynor can get into lurkers, he's being broken. He's being broken here and now. It's still quite close, but there are so many Marines. And ByuN, he goes for the kill. He goes for the kill. He goes to throw. One fungal connects, but a little bit too little too late. Yeah, the fungal was too late. He breaks on through. Again, Reynor, he was so greedy rushing into lurkers. He almost got there. He almost got... Oh, God. The fungal damage is crazy. But again, ByuN, he should break him. He should break through. Takes down the mineral line. Takes down the Hydras. Again, the Hive is on the way. The lurker den was soon to be thrown down. But he did not get there in time. And ByuN is rallying. He's just rallying across. He's running out of steam. Okay. Reynor, he's holding on. Now, Reynor, he survives. He survives, but he lost 21 drones. He lost 21 workers, and he lost every infestor as well. That was a very messy defense here for Reynor. He does survive, but remember, ByuN behind this, we have 3 more Maxes on the way. We have a 4 CC that's halfway done, and we have 2/2 upgrades that are about to kick in. Remember, this was pre-2/2. So ByuN, he's not done. He's nowhere close back. He's not done yet. But more infestors are building up, and if Reynor can land some of these fungals, he can survive. So we can hold on. Fungal does connect. There are no Lings. Yeah, there are no Zerglings. He can just tank the fungals. The medevacs, they pop up. Hydra's gonna be going down, and ByuN has done it. ByuN, I mean, he did it earlier, I should say. Like, ByuN, he has a lead. He's had momentum ever since the previous fight, and he's not stopping. He's not letting go of his lead. And Reynor, he's treading water. He's treading water at this point. He's trying to survive, trying to hold on. He's trying to live back. Yeah. He's holding on to 1 fungal. I think he's about to have 2. About to have 2 fungals. Mine shots going up. Nice retargeting. Fungal does not connect. Yeah, just grazes the army. And again, mass Marines should overwhelm. Oh, it doesn't waste any mine shots either. And we're scanning. Again, ByuN, he's just confirming. He's like, why are you still in this game? He's like, you don't have another base? Ah, thank God. ByuN just making sure that he's where he should be. Yeah, tanks the fungal. Ooh, he cannot tank too though. Nice cleanup. Reynor he holds. Does hold on. Nice chain fungals here out of Reynor. The lurker den is still halfway done. Like, if there was a lurker den here, then maybe he could survive a little bit longer with a wave of lurkers. But it's pure Hydra. He still needs more time for the lurker den, for the hive. ByuN rotates. Ooh, nice catch on the medevac. Very nice catch on both medevacs. ByuN getting punished. Now, with these pickoffs, by catching these medevacs, Reynor, he can fortify himself and he can defend on 4 bases. If you remember, we spoke about this at the start of the game. Tokamak is a map where you can, even with a smaller army, defend on 4 bases easier than on other maps. So, hey, we're stabilizing on 4 bases, lurkers are morphing in, and Reynor, he is slowing the game down. He's slowing the game down. He can then stabilize on 4 bases and max out on 4 bases. The problem here is that because ByuN has map control, ByuN is up in expansions, ByuN he'll be the first to max, and ByuN can get to a point where he can trade inefficiently. Even pushing into lurkers and pushing into concaves, ByuN will take worse fights, but he'll have the economy to sustain those worse fights. That's the problem with this kind of game state here, where Reynor, he can slow the game down, but it's still going to be a rough road to recovery. As you can see here, we're just walling up. We're turtling, basically. We're just turtling up as hard as we can with lurkers. We just have to turtle until we max out, until we catch up when it comes to upgrades. Like, Reynor, he just has to be hyper defensive here. And I mean, so far, he is doing so. The big issue for Reynor is taking a 5th. Again, I was emphasizing how easy it is to defend on 4 bases on this map. Oh, Duscan. But the 5th base is more exposed, for sure. It's more difficult to take a 5th. Snipes going up, gets a lurker. Draw out the drop into Hydras. And again, Reynor, he's defending nicely. Defending well. Another snipe here on another lurker. Again, it's all just about turtling up. Just hunker down. And do your best mech impression. Oh, Fungals coming in. They do connect. Massive connections. Yeah, Fungals do land. And again, ByuN does take a really rough fight here, bleeding out a lot of supply. And this is where ByuN should be transitioning, and now he is. We have a double starport on the way. This is for Liberators. And because this fight went so well for Reynor, now we can expand. Meanwhile, ByuN should not have pushed. ByuN, he should not have tried to break his opponent, should just try to focus on containing. And in doing so, he bleeds out a massive army. Oh, good. The snipes are good, though. Snipes are pretty good. Gets 4 lurkers. Again, the lurkers are the one thing keeping Reynor alive in this game. Like these lurkers, in conjunction with the infestors, of course. But he can't afford to lose them. And ByuN, his goal here should just be deny the 5th. Deny the 5th base over and over again. He should not try to force his way into these bases. Meanwhile, Nidus across the map. That's a good way to break out and get some harassing damage. Nidus is done. Nice EMP. We'll lose a ghost. Lose a ghost. The snipes are brutal though. Snipes fall off, the base is denied. Double Nidus into natural and into the main, but the army's in position. ByuN defends. ByuN he defends, and again ByuN has to deny this expansion. He shuts out the Nidus worms. ByuN pulling away. The base is halfway done. Reynor. I mean, this is going to be difficult to base to mine from. Difficult base to mine from just because of the base itself, just because the minerals are exposed. And Liberator Productions is on the horizon. There's that Fusion Core. Again, Fusion Core for Liberator range. ByuN is almost there. Ooh, does catch the Overseer. Denies the Nidus. The base is getting up, but mining from the space, it's still going to be a challenge. As Reynor, he's double expanding, and thanks to all these Nidus Swarms, even though they aren't really finishing, even though they're not getting much damage, they're forcing the army back home, and they're giving Reynor some breathing room. They're giving him time to breathe, giving him time to expand. Oh god. Yeah, losing a wave of lurkers. Like, once again, like Reynor, he's been on the back foot for the past, what, 8 minutes at this point? But he's hanging in there. And again, there is a path, like, to recovery, for sure. As he's morphing in 6 more lurkers, he will have how many? 21 lurkers! He can take a fight with this, for sure. He can take a fight. But he's out of position. No, all the lurkers are here on the right-hand side. The base is exposed. Does force a big reaction. Reynor, he does rotate in time. Collapsing the army. Mine shots going up. Yeah, snipes. Oh, god. Reynor, he will lose all 4 lurkers and the base as well. Again, Reynor, he was just out of position. He was just out of position. He had all 21 lurkers on the wrong side or on one location. He was not spread out. And Reynor, he will lose the center expansion and the base on the left-hand side as well. Again, Reynor is still trading water. Nice fungal. Very nice flank. Ooh, catching out some ghosts. Better fight here for Reynor. Double Nidus into the main. ByuN does notice, and Liberation has arrived. Ooh, oh god, as Reynor, he's committing. I don't think he should be here. As Reynor, he will lose all these lurkers. I mean, he's getting a couple of ghosts. Okay, Hydras are popping out. Hydras do pop out. He's trying to work his way through. Ghosts are in position. So we have the battle report, we don't. But this is a costly trade here from Reynor, but he's getting some of the production. True. If he can take control of this position, he can win the game. He can win the game here. Snipes are going off, down to 5 lurkers. Down to 5. Down to 4. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. He's gonna lose everything here. Like, it was a bold move here by Reynor. And this could have won the game. But he will lose everything. At the same time, he's just rallying everything across the map. He's sending it back. He's sending it. Nidus back in. Okay. Causing a lot of chaos. Nidus is still up and running in the main. He's trying to pull ByuN apart. But unfortunately, Reynor can't afford these losses. Do we have another scan? The ghosts are here, but there's no... There we go. There's the scan. Snipes popping up. At least trying to. Liberators are moving in. Hydras, oof, they get punished. Hydras are punished. Reynor, he has to get out of here. Reynor's trading relatively well for himself. And these lurkers are being so annoying. But Liberators, they move in. They move in. They clean up. And again, taking over the production here is a win condition that you can go for. But as you can see, Reynor, he has no bank. He has no bank, he has no money, he has no resources. GG gets called as he has nothing remaining, and ByuN will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. ByuN, he will claim the series again. A very, very intense finale to the game, even though ByuN, he was in the driver's seat for the majority of the game. Winding it back, for those that maybe missed out in the beginning, if you recall... So heading over to the NA server. But if you missed out in the beginning of the game, if you recall, it all began with Reynor being very greedy, if you remember, Reynor, he was rushing into Lurker tech. His goal with his build was to go Ling into Lurker, Ling into Hydra Lurker. So he was cutting a lot of corners, he was once again skipping banelings, and we did see that ByuN was being hyper aggressive once again, just like game 2, going for a really early +1/+1 timing and really early 2/2 timing, and with those early timings he broke through. He broke through just before the Infestors ready, just before the Hydras are ready. ByuN, he was able to deal critical damage, and Reynor was treading water from there. He was able to hold and stabilize with his lurkers, but as we saw, his goal there was to just turtle up and to slowly try to expand, but he was being torn apart, he was being caught out of position, and ByuN with his map control was able to leverage that to make sure he stayed ahead. The Nidus play was really crucial. Basically, Reynor was all in. Reynor, he was all in. He was all in going for the Nidus play across the map, and with that, it barely did not work out, as we're getting into our next game. We're getting into the semifinals. Here we go. We are getting into Max versus Classic. So ByuN, he does advance on to the semis. We'll be catching up with ByuN after this series. We'll get there. We'll catch up with him.